No, she was.
All right, hold on. Let me pull my right up. I'm on the Facebook page. Refresh. Let me know when we're live.
We're live.
Live?
We're doing
Live,
it.
motherfuckers.
Doing it live.
Look at me. Just look at me.
God, you are ugly.
I know. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's episode of the Red Eye Report, we're going way down the rabbit's butthole, looking for Q drops and breadcrumbs. All to try to understand QAnon, not because we're rabbit perverts, except maybe Oracle. Speak of the devil, Oracle, who lives in Providence, Rhode Island, so he's automatically part of the cabal of Democrats who traffic children. Except his house doesn't get direct access to the underground tunnels. He has to actually go all the way down to Whole Foods to get his tunnel fresh rape babies. He's just not elite enough.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I have to flash my Amazon card.
You got to
at
be
the register.
diamond level to get your own.
He's a Prime member.
Otherwise,
Prime
they're
gets
just,
you that Prime.
Whole
baby
Foods
dick.
or
Prime
Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's.
Prime tunnel babies. All
Get
right.
your Prime tunnel, baby. What's that? A rotisserie chicken? Yep, that's what it is. It's a rotisserie chicken. Mind your own business.
Exactly. Then we have the never visible mystic. Just look at him, sitting in ambiguity. For all we know, he could be Q himself.
He's Q, man.
I am Q.
We'll explain why he only works part-time. Don't forget about Teddy. He's got no time for trying to understand QAnon. He's too busy trying to answer questions about Black Lives Matter to white QAnon supporters at his bar. Just pick your damn drink already.
They're all cunts.
And of course, I'm Ashtray, who's been down this rabbit's butthole so long it seems like it'll never end. So we must be in the small intestine. And this is the Red Eye Report.
It's just a fun word, butthole.
Butthole?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, it's more fun than asshole. Just butthole.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like butt
Like,
plug. You guys ever
also-
heard that one?
It's kind of
Where the dude
more...
called that fucking Walmart in like Boston. And he's like, butt plug.
It's an
They're
insult.
like, what kind of
that's
spark plug you looking for? He's like, butt plug.
It's the insult that's like a rubber mallet, you know, where it's like it's not really offensive, but it's just like, oh, you called me a...
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's like almost a swear. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Buttholes, dude. Join the combo.
Have you
I don't
called
want
anybody a
his-
butthole before, Teddy?
Yeah.
No.
If Teddy can't lick it, he ain't into the
Teddy's
butthole.
like, you white people are weird. All right. So
You say that to Steph? Do you like, hey, let me lick your butthole, baby?
Yeah, I say that to you, mom, bro. It's part of my everyday vocabulary.
You don't even have to
All right.
ask her from what I
Hey,
heard.
baby, I'm
All
out
right.
gas. Look, my fat man in an overcoat.
listen here, butthole surfers. Let's get back on topic. We're talking about QAnon, which has been in the news a lot lately. Why? Because now at least one Republican woman won our primary, and like it's in such a red district that it's basically a sure shot she's gonna be in Congress. And she's,
Where's it at? What state?
Oh, I can't remember.
Is
Her
it
name's like
Virginia?
Bama?
it's like Marjorie something is her name. Oracle, do some searching on that while I keep talking.
No,
I
got it. I got it right here.
Got it? Okay.
Well, I don't have it, but I'm searching.
All right.
So, anyways, QAnon is this basically it's this conspiracy of all conspiracies now, and it's all started
Georgia.
October 28th. Oh, Georgia, of course, Georgia.
Of course, it's Georgia.
October 28th, 2017 was Q's first breadcrumb, or Q drops, or what they call them. Like, basically, it's this post. This is on 4chan. And it was predicting Hillary Clinton's arrest. And I'm going to read it. Like, these are the first two Q posts that like started this whole fucking like.
I can't wait to hear this.
I know I don't know why. Anyways, all right. HRC extradition already in motion, effective yesterday, with several countries in case of cross-border run. Passport approved to be flagged effective 10:30 at 12:01 a.m. Expect massive riots organized in defiance and others fleeing the U.S. to occur. USMs will conduct the operation while NG activated. Proof check. Locate an NG member and ask if activated for duty. 10:30 across major cities. Mockingbird. HRC detained. Not arrested yet. Where's Uma? As in Uma, you know.
Uma
Hillary
Thurman?
Clinton's, yeah, no. Hillary Clinton's, what's her name? Uma Abedin?
Okay.
Oh, was that her code
Hillary
name
Clinton.
or
So
whatever?
this is all about Hillary Clinton. HRC.
Yeah, HRC. I got that.
Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton. So it's all in this like kind of military code or whatever.
Yeah, but that could be a fucking 14-year-old in a basement
Exactly.
somewhere. Nobody. Fuck. What the fuck?
Where's Uma? Follow Uma. This has nothing to do with Russia yet.
How can
Why
you
does
follow her
POTUS
if you don't know who
surround
she is?
himself with generals? What is military intelligence? Why go around the three-letter agencies? What Supreme Court? What
is an internal
case
combustion
allows
engine?
for the use of MI versus Congressional Assembly and approved agencies? Who has ultimate authority over our branches of military without approval conditions unless 90 plus in wartime conditions?
Our Lord and Savior
is
Jesus
the
Christ,
military
goddammit, what do you
code?
mean?
Where is AV being held? I don't know
Is
what
this
AV
not over with yet? Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
These
is this?
These are just, I'm just reading the first two. It's
Okay,
almost
just give us the cliff notes, man.
why POTUS will not go on to try to address main nation. POTUS must isolate himself.
So what POTUS?
Negative.
What POTUS was this? When did this go out?
17.
October 28th, 2017.
Oh,
This is all about Trump.
so the Trump is in there. Okay.
Yeah. POTUS knew removing criminal rogue elements at first step was essential to a free and pass
Okay, why
legislation.
are you reading all
Who
these things
has
in the first
access
place?
to everything classified? What?
Nothing. Go ahead. Sorry, I apologize. Go.
Okay, yes,
So, do
that's
you
fucking
believe
retarded.
H.R. Soros, Obama, etc.?
Oh my god,
and
it's
more
not
power
over
than
with
Trump?
yet.
Well, that's like, fine, fuck you guys.
How many
Ashtray,
fu-
we get
I mean,
it,
you
dude.
We
read
get
like
it,
30
man.
of them, man. That's what I'm
He's
It's
saying.
fucking
crazy.
dumb.
This is the first post. This is just the first post. That's
Okay.
Right.
the entire thing.
You don't have to read the whole thing, though.
Right, and it's like fucking 50 questions.
Yeah.
It's rhetorical stuff. Anyways, fuck you guys.
Okay. So,
You guys,
All right.
man.
Fuck me, right?
You're fucking 85.
Yeah, fuck me, right?
But
Trying
like-
to just fucking leave my show.
So get on to it. I get it, but what?
yeah,
this,
we get it, dude.
So these posts all of a sudden somehow found their way out 4chan, and they've became this like this person supposedly Q, whoever it is. He's got these kind of common rallying cries, like he'll say, "You are the news now," as in, like, people. And then "enjoy the show" is something he often posts, which is a phrase that his disciples regard as like the coming apocalypse. Where we go one, we go all is what a common phrase is that Q followers will say to each other when they have like their meetings and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's become like
So say we all.
religion.
This is Battlestar
This-
Galactica and shit.
This is the way.
So
yeah.
QAnon adherents,
This is the
it's
way.
like they kind of believe like his anonymity is proof of his credibility, which is like,
yeah.
sure?
It's also proof of his existence. Like this
Yes.
could be a computer app written by some fucking kid in college to like post random shit in some fucking in 4chan just to rile people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well,
It could
and
be
even though they're like we have complete mistrust in unnamed sources when like a media like says
Yeah.
like it's an unnamed source. It's like, oh, we don't trust it, but it's like, oh, but because Q is completely anonymous, supposedly he has Q level status in the government. to get
that's,
access.
That's what it means. Q level. What does that actually mean? What is Q level?
Supposedly,
Is it like a made up thing?
Ultimate security clearance. Which I don't know if that's a
Because
made
that
up
sounds
thing.
pretty British.
It
because
does.
Q was the
Look
head
it up
of
on
the
the
fucking
side.
was the head of
Yeah, but that's
British
but Q is
intelligence
short
or
for
what?
quartermaster, and that's who set you up with the gear and shit. That's why they shortened down
Oh.
Q.
Well,
Oh yeah, you're right. Q was the M
Yeah.
was
and so there was actually recently there was a Reply All, which is a podcast on Gimlet, and they did it's tech focused, and they did kind of a dive on QAnon. And one of the things that they talked about with kind of somebody that's been following this is in the early days on 4chan, people would actually role play and do like, okay, Q or White House Anon, military Anon, blah 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 Anon, fucking Patriots
That was my
Anon.
favorite. Blah blah blah.
Right, and you would make up these. They were making up these stories and not even fucking with each other. They were role playing. They were playing a game together. And that's what this QAnon was. It was one of those Anons.
And some crazy cracker took it. Was like, oh my god! It all
And
makes
somebody's
sense.
like, oh my god! For some reason, this one blew the fuck up. Like,
yeah.
This one, I don't know why, but there were a bunch of these.
So you mean to tell me this is a modern
so this
day,
post
this is
was
the internet's
just
version of War of the
so
Worlds?
the thing I was trying to read that you guys couldn't bear through for the next 5 sentences.
Yeah,
You
that
fucks.
thing. Yeah.
So you're saying that was part of this like role play group?
Yeah, so there was a shit ton of. That's what people would do. They would play games to be like, okay, let's try to do. It's like a creepypasta fucking thing.
Right. Well, the thing is, so that's one.
Creepypasta?
The people.
Yeah, it's like internet.
The
fucking
theories
stories.
of who Q is. Here's kind of the basic is like. There's people who believe that it's one individual who's been doing it the entire time. Some people think it's Trump. For instance, like, do you remember that time it was like a military?
I could see like if it was
dinner?
like that Stephen Miller dude, he'd totally be QAnon.
I'm surprised no one's actually. I didn't find that, but so
let's add to the conspiracy.
Yeah, add it to the list.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to come out in 2 weeks and say I'm Q. So, well, you're all fucking minds.
So, oh man, you fucking made me roll my train of thought. Oh, with Trump, it's when he had that dinner with all the military families, and you might remember it where he was like, they're all getting their photos out in front of the White House, and Trump was like, oh, look at this, calm before the storm. Remember that? And then the reporters were like, what's that mean, Mr. President? What's the calm before the storm? He's like, you'll see. You'll see. And he was like doing this, like he was gesturing to this like semicircle of basically the military families, but from the like film on the news, the QAnon followers are like, he wasn't doing a circle. He was drawing a Q in the air.
Oh my god.
So, okay, human beings need to find order in things.
Well,
so,
in a meaning, in a purpose.
Right. So if you, for instance, if you lose your hearing, let's say you've had hearing and then you lose your hearing, actually your brain will produce crazy fucking sounds in your mind if your ears are no longer working. Because your brain cannot handle the absence of
so
some
deaf people
sort of,
are always hearing some weird
yeah, they're hearing
sound.
crazy ass shit.
Would it be like tinnitus?
But it's like fucking freight trains and shit. Because their brain is manufacturing this. Our brains, we are wired to create some sort of meaning. We are wired to see patterns in stuff. And if a pattern isn't there, we will create a fucking pattern.
That's for sure.
So fucking Trump, who is like the biggest troll on the planet, is fucking eating this. He loves this shit. It's like he thrives in chaos. So
Well, yeah, and the fact that he doesn't have to understand it at all.
right.
Because like
he's
I
another
don't think he's
chaos
trying to-
demon.
I
I
don't think
believe
he's
an
trying to
article I
understand it. I
read
think
there
he's
was
just trying to get the followers.
Yeah, he's trying to
something
get
like
the followers. He loves
over
it.
60 sometimes he's retweeted QAnon post.
He's Homelander.
Yeah, but he's trying to get the followers, man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
It's
is,
an
like,
Trying to
opportunity.
get that crazy cult to follow him and vote for him. That's what he's getting going
so
after.
some people think Trump is Q, which is dumb. He wouldn't have the time. He's busy enough tweeting for his own sake.
Well, that they kind of feed off that theory. If he's
The
the
other
president, he
people
can
think
tweet
that maybe
87 times a day.
He's a
do that.
lone Trump supporter who started it as a fan fiction and didn't realize it would take off. Kind of like you were talking
Like
about
Slender Man.
in the
Yeah.
well, just like Oracle was talking about
Well,
where.
if it started off as fan fiction, that means it's fiction. They already know it's not true. So
God damn it, Teddy! Would you just let me?
you said this shit. I'm just asking, bro. You get mad at me for paying
course.
attention. Fuck
Fucking
you.
50
Jesus.
questions, man.
Yeah, man. Let me. Are you drunk
Fucking
again?
First it's QAnon, now it's Teddy.
I'm
So,
sober.
no, the point being is like
Fuck you.
that was in one of those threads where like Oracle had just explained where one of these guys may have been the ones who started it, and then it just took off and they carried it on. Another people think that Q was actually someone who was parroting Trump supporters, like making fun of them, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck, like, ooh, Hillary Clinton's gonna be arrested, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden didn't realize it'd be taken seriously, and he just kind of went with it. Other people who are really deep into the Q believe it's John F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh my God. What?
Yep, this is serious. That's why I told you guys to watch that one thing. It was only 6 minutes.
I watched it, bro. I actually watched all of it.
Thank you, Teddy.
Yes, I did.
Teddy did it at least.
Yes, right. So take your fuck back early, you piece of
Yeah,
shit.
there you go.
I'm sorry,
Retract
Teddy.
your
I
fuck.
told you to fuck out. I was just trying to get you to stop interrupting me.
Look, I think of a question. I'm high as fuck. I think of a question I
I
asked.
know,
him.
it-
My bad. I apologize.
You said
Sorry
you
for
were
paying attention and being
sober.
interested in your fucking topic.
Fuck him, Teddy. Don't apologize to him.
Look, no, I'm trying to bring priest to the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? We used to say that back in the 90s.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways,
John F.
moving
Kennedy?
on to Pizzagate.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember Pizzagate?
Yeah, where that
Pizzagate,
fucking
people
whack
consider-
ass guy took a gun into a pizza parlor looking for a child sex ring.
Don't.
So this
don't
was
interrupt
roughly,
me,
let's see here,
Oh,
the first tweet. So the first Q drop was October 28th of 2017. Pizzagate happened December 4th, 2016. So Pizzagate was based on this conspiracy theory. This fucking, okay, Edgar Madison Welch, prime dumbass. Are you bringing some of those pictures up there, Oracle?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Say, why don't we have just our website there as a picture? Boring. Yeah, put this guy's mug up there. He's a father of 2 daughters, and he drove 360 miles from Salisbury, North Carolina, to Washington D.C. to go to the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria because he was following these, basically these 4chan, probably might have been right in the same channels as these role-playing things where they said, yeah, they were dissecting the Podesta emails as a source. And like, oh, well, the Podesta emails, they all reference this Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria where fundraisers, it's in Washington, D.C., fundraisers happen there all the time. Suspected code was pizza meant little girls and pasta meant little boys. So
Look, and that's elementary.
What?
You can figure that shit
In
out on
the
your own.
fuck?
You're an idiot.
Or it's a
Yeah,
pizzeria.
Everybody knows that shit.
Ping Pong Pizzeria, yep. So
you don't want to know what you get if you ask for anchovies.
So he tried to he had even tried to recruit friends, like they texting them that he's like, we need to make, like, I'm willing to sacrifice the lives of few for the lives of many.
Oh my God.
And, you know, he's like, we need to fight a corrupt system that kidnaps, tortures, and rapes babies and children in our own backyard.
And where did he get this idea from?
This is this was this circling. So this is like part of the root of QAnon. So it's less than a year before the first Q drop, but it's probably the same cesspool that you were talking about, where they were doing that fan fiction.
Okay, so they're just kind of circulating that shit.
Because they would also
that's when it's starting to spin out.
They would talk about you know, there in this article they talk about how they would you know, how Hillary Clinton, they want to see her get murdered, you know, and her to be like in the gutter with her eyes being pecked out by a crow, you know, which is like probably part of this like fan fiction thing. That's because it's just a really egregious description of like what they want to see happen to Hillary Clinton, which would never happen. Could have evolved into this narrative of like what, as far as they took the Podesta email leak and started running with it, where pizza equals little girls and pasta equals little boys. And so this guy, fucking Edgar Madison Welch, he's just like, I got to go down there and like, you know, see what's going on. And he walks into the pizzeria, didn't address the hostess, nothing. He had a fucking AR-15 slung on his shoulder, and he had a pistol, and I guess he had a shotgun in his
Jesus,
in his vehicle. He like went straight to the back, and people were just like, what the fuck? And so everybody just exited out, and he spent about 45 minutes in there, and apparently shot he shot the lock off of this door he thought went to the basement, where this, because supposedly the hub where they were trafficking children for the Democrats, for Hillary Clinton and Podesta, because Podesta emails were talking about the Comet Pizzeria. And so he blows the lock off this door, opens it up, and it's like the fucking little server room, you know, like wherever, you know, their operation. Right. It's just like, it's a closet, no basement. So after 45 minutes, realize he's, you know, fuck. He puts his guns down. He was in there
for 45 minutes?
45 minutes. That's how long. I mean, of course, it wasn't long before the police showed up right away, but like they kind of waited to assess the situation. And as far like everyone was able to run out.
That's true. Travis wants to know if you just got done with a tennis match against Andre Agassi or what.
Yes, I did. In VR.
So I hope this guy at least, you know, sat down and ate like some fucking pizza or something during that 45 minutes.
Oh, I bet he was just scrambling to find the justification.
It'd be a great commercial. Dude busts in, fucking shoots the place up, and then he's like, "Oh, you not trafficking kids? Shit.
Yeah, right.
I get a large sausage of mushroom."
It fascinated me too, like how like someone could just get that so like, oh my god, I gotta fucking that kind of save the day. They're like the victim hero, you know, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what these dudes are fucking counting on.
He was told.
People are waiting for it.
He was interviewed by, it might have been the New York Times. His reply when they're like, "Why, you know, when you found there wasn't even a basement there, like, what do you think now that like this whole idea was wrong?" And he's like, "Oh, the intel on this wasn't 100%." Is what he said. So he still won't disavow the idea that there are tunnels that the Democrats and the wealthy elite are trafficking children under. So I dug a little further into this, and it turns out so he was a father of 2 daughters. He was very religious to the point where like even friends were like weirded out, where he's like talking about trying to pray the demons away and shit. He was also a half-assed volunteer firefighter. He dropped off the rolls basically a few days before the incident. That's may have been one thing where it's like, kind of you get the idea that this guy was like a fuck up who had 2 daughters, and of course, from all reports, he really loved his 2 daughters. But you can be a great loving parent and still be a fuck up.
What is drop off the rolls?
Like so, for the volunteer fire department, if you don't respond, like if you don't show up for calls, you know, it's kind of like you only get a certain number of times where it's like if you aren't showing up for training and stuff like that, like we just kick you off.
Oh, okay. Thank you for answering my question without bitching.
It happened to 2 so he had been tried anyways at 2 volunteer fire departments. Like one of them said like, oh, you know, he just like fucking never showed up. And then he tried for another one, which is the most recent one, and he got dropped again. And then weeks before, like maybe 5 weeks before the incident, he actually hit a teenager with his car that had to be med flighted.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like he hadn't been charged yet, but it was so it was kind of like one of these things. He kind of
lost his shit. Like,
well, I think it may have been. That's what I feel like.
If you think
they're
dropping a kid out of a pizzeria basement, you've lost your shit.
Like, you know, I'm gonna save these children because, like, oh fuck, I lost my fire department job, and I just fucking hit a kid. The thing is, I guarantee you, so from the witness testimony from his friends, it was like 3 high school kids walking along this road, like by the white line off to the side. So they were close to the side of the road, but they weren't in the road. And they're like, there's no one coming the other way. He had the whole road that he could have pulled over to give us space.
He said, and fuck yeah.
I bet he was on his phone on the internet because he
probably looking up fucking Q drops.
He was addicted to the he had previously admitted he had an internet addiction. I bet he was on a smartphone and just like drifted to the white line enough that he smoked one of those kids who was walking too close to the road.
Okay, well,
that
guy's
coincidentally smoked one of those kids is the title of one of the sex tapes that come out of the dungeons that are in those pizza parlors.
Exactly. So now, what about Trump in Q? So the whole point is that they think that Trump is like he is fighting the forces of the deep state that are like helping this cabal of elites traffic children. Did I mention earlier that the trafficking children so that they can rape them and harvest their adrenochrome?
Oh no, you forgot the adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome?
Yeah, I saw that in the thing we were supposed to watch. You should have done your homework, goddammit.
Adrenochrome?
Remember Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yeah, the shit from your adrenaline gland.
So it's basically a made up drug that Hunter S. Thompson admitted that he just like made up, you know, in his story when he's getting fucked up with the his attorney. And it's that part of the movie where like he's like, "Oh, you took too much," and his lawyer or his attorney starts like turning. He's got tits on his back and shit. Like, anyways, it's supposedly made from your adrenal gland, but you can't make it from a dead person. It has to be made from a live human being, but it has to be like they have to be scared and terrified. So that's why they rape these children. To make the adrenochrome that they can harvest for that drug.
Man,
which is also like the plot of Monsters, Inc.
So it may be that they're not all pedophiles.
It is
But they
The plot of
all love
Monsters,
the
Inc.
adrenochrome. I'm sure some of the elites just pay other people to do the raping.
Like, why? How? Yeah, but how lucrative can adrenochrome really be?
It's not a
You
real.
know what I mean? I know, but you would
once you
think
taste the
heroin
fear,
would
you
be
don't eat
worth
any
a
other
little
food,
more.
okay?
You know, or maybe.
Well, couldn't you take any
fucking
mammal like a
rabbit.
rabbit, take its adrenal
Just
gland?
rape the shit out of the rabbit.
It
The
wouldn't
two for
be any
one, you get
different than when they
adrenochrome,
rub
a
shampoo in their
bust of that.
eyes, right? It's all medical torture.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
fucking ridiculous. All right, thanks.
So the Trump or the QAnon believers, they love whenever Trump tweets something that like begins with the letter Q or the letter Q is in it. One example is
The
of
letter
course, like-
Q is in it?
yes. So here's a ridiculous example was he tweeted this is early on in the pandemic was I'm giving consideration to a quarantine all in caps. And
Okay,
they
we're
said
in a pandemic.
they said if you ignore most letters, it says I am ...
Oh my
Q.
god.
Yes. They will stretch anything.
Yeah, but did he give a shout out to them at the rally or something? It was like these folks know what's going on over here or something shit like that.
Well, because
To kind of bolster their like,
He
oh my
was
god,
fucking
we
a
playing
have
good
the
chunk of his
crowd.
crowd now that have big Q signs.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, I don't think Trump didn't really know too much or give a shit other than like he knows they love him. So he's
Right.
like, fuck yeah. So he retweets some of their shit.
Hey, if I was Trump, I'd be doing the same fucking thing.
Look,
A
I'm sorry.
guy,
I have 4 more years of darkness. It's gonna
In
be
Florida, who was on the SWAT team, there was like a Mike Pence was down there for whatever rally or whatever. He was meeting the SWAT team and shaking hands. And one of them, who was like the lead member of the SWAT team, had this big Q patch on the front of his gear. He's all suited up. And I don't know if you see that picture there, Oracle, but the Pence administration was like, oh, you know, they're fucking people are taking pictures and shared it on Twitter to like show Mike Pence is doing his thing and meeting all the brave SWAT team members. And it goes fucking viral because this Q patch is on the SWAT team member. And they Mike Pence had to take it down, the whole tweet. And of course that was like, it becomes one of those things where it's like, oh, I had to take it down because they didn't want them to know that they are actually working with Q. It was, you know, it's like they'll make a justification for any of this shit.
Right.
Another thing too was when Trump had a White House briefing about the coronavirus early on, he was wearing a yellow tie. And they said, he's telling us there's no virus threat because it's the exact same color of the maritime flag that represents when the vessel has no infected people on board.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
This is the just, and like, time after time, it's people who, in these reporters, I tell you to read the article on the Atlantic. QAnon is more important than you think.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
we can hear you. But, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. People came up with religion. I mean, it just.
Oh, well, right.
They're not.
I can't believe you said. I'm sorry. When you guys couldn't hear me, when he said, they'll justify when Astray goes, they come up with a justification for anything. I'm like, yeah, we know how religion works.
Oh yeah, it's a.
Yeah, it's become that, and these people think like they treat it as a lot. Like this reporter would ask these people, like, it's like, well, what about how his very first post, the root? That's why I was reading it out to you. Was that the prediction, basically, that Hillary Clinton was going to be arrested, like 3 days later, and you know, it's like that's the first one that didn't happen. Like all these predictions Q's been making, and somehow. Supposedly these trip codes that are in his image board posts are what like authenticate that it is a Q post.
Yeah.
I could never get an explanation of what these trip codes Like, how does that authenticate anything? What the fuck is a trip code? You know.
Yeah.
Regardless, to me, it was just like it could be any jackhorse making these posts.
Well,
But
like when people say Nostradamus predicted the future. Yeah,
Well,
he
or
also
just
made
like-
7,000 wrong predictions too.
yeah, exactly.
Got one right. Woo!
And so this reporter would be interviewing these people who are like devout followers, and they'd be like, well, what about, they'd ask these, instances where now these predictions that weren't right, which predictions were true? And they, well, what evidence do you ask them what evidence they have, and they're like, what it was is, what predictions turn out to be true? And they're like, they couldn't say any. And they're like, well, you have to do your own research. And this is like,
right.
Yeah,
what
that's their whole go-to.
that's their
isn't it?
whole
Yeah,
go-to.
you have to do
You
your
got to
own
do your own
research.
research. That's going to be
You
my.
gotta get
I think,
enlightened, bro.
what
Do
you
some
think.
research.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating because these people have no idea what research means.
Oh,
Yeah.
a
So-
YouTube fucking video is not research.
Everybody knows what research means. You Google
Yeah.
that shit, okay? The first
Yeah,
five things that come
means
up.
you
are
go to
true.
Wikipedia, motherfucker.
So I
Yes.
hope you QAnon followers out here maybe got a little perspective on how ridiculous you are, but you probably still believe, oh, we're part of the deep state. I hope
Yeah.
so.
Red
'cause
Eye
I'm still wait-
Report. Definitely deep state.
We are definitely
Right,
deep,
should be-
deep state.
We should-
Real.
I just,
we should make a
Deep
I
t-shirt.
just-
dish
I
fucking
just want to be
state.
a hippie girl state.
We need to make a t-shirt about us being part of the deep
Yes.
state.
Red Eye Report on the front. Deep state
Business
and
in
your
the
girl on the back.
Well, is that Reply All podcast episode that came out a few days ago, there's reason to believe that, let me bring it up, this guy, Jim Watkins, who lives in the Philippines and was running porn websites there, he might be Q or might know who Q is. So
Is he Filipino or is he?
he's American.
Oh my God, that's
American.
what he looks like.
Yeah. And in the podcast,
Wait.
the-
That's,
Oh, bitch tits.
yeah, I
He
do
looks
not,
like
I
a
don't think any of
failed
the porn-
computer professor.
I don't think
Oh,
any of the
yeah.
porn sites that guy were running were legal.
With Benjamin Franklin in the
definitely
back.
not. Well, that's the thing
oh
is,
my God.
before Q came out, he tried to start his own little kind of Breitbart news kind of thing, where it was just like a pro-Trump propaganda news station,
Yeah.
and people were just like, "Who's
I
this
bet it
fucking
is, yeah.
jackass?"
Yeah.
His-
On his YouTube channel. So then he went the Q method. Went with the Q
Right.
method.
Which is
So-
a great like thing, is like you can just
He should write
thrive
a
in that
book
whole
and call it the
anonymity.
Q method.
Yeah, right. So
The whole,
basically,
look,
what?
the whole shit. It's cute. It's just a Russian troll. Or everybody's getting
Yeah,
played for a
yeah,
fool. I mean, that's all it is.
Some
I
18-year-old Ukrainian dude.
I definitely recommend listening to that Reply All
well,
because they talk to the creator of
yes.
8chan.
You're saying like he's got the access to the code to make
Right.
these.
So
posts
basically,
now.
this guy took over 2chan, which is basically the 4chan of Japan.
Okay.
So he
Okay.
he did a hostile
Give him a
takeover of
chance.
that, and he did a hostile takeover of 8chan.
Oh, so that guy owns 8chan now.
Yeah,
Or now
yeah.
is it 8 Kun or something?
yeah. It's they changed the name of it, but the guy who created 8chan, he's like, well, I wrote 8chan. I wrote all the code for 8chan, and with this new platform, it was all busted and shit. But the only person that could get a message through was Q.
The new owner.
And the guy said, he's like, there's no way. The only person that could have access like that would be the administrator. So
Huh.
guess who the administrator is?
Fucking
guy.
bitch tits.
This
Fucking
bitch
bitch
Fucking
tits.
bitch tits.
Benjamin bitch tits. Look at
Bob
Benjamin
has
bitch
bitch
tits is Q.
His name was Robert Paulson.
And his name was Robert Paulson.
all right. Gonna move along to What's Sexy. Oracle, back in action. All right.
Back in action. That's right. So
Got that Viagra script, right?
Yep, got it in, man. Yeah. So Mystic talked about this a while ago. Gimme Metal, which is an online streaming service for metal. You can listen to it for free, and basically what it is radio DJs playing 24/7. A lot of them they play in bands. Some of them have guests, and it's just a lot of fun. It's kind of like this homegrown pirate radio kind of thing. So I had the app, and I was enjoying it a lot last year, and then the fucking app stopped working on me, and I was paying $5 a month for the premium, and I was just like, God damn it. Yeah. So I was like, fuck this shit. So I canceled it, and I decided to check. I was like, you know what? I want to, because one of the cool things about this is when you like a song on this, it will automatically send the song to a Spotify playlist. So you will have these songs that you can, play in kind of this curated playlist. It's a great way to discover.
So this is all metal?
Yeah, it's all metal. And they have upgraded it. So now they have 2 simultaneous kind of metal stations that are going on. So you can kind of take your pick. They have like a thing, if you're a hipster doofus metalhead, you could pay $25 a month, and you will actually get a vinyl every month. Kind of like that's a big thing for metalheads. I don't give a fuck about it.
If you were a vinyl dork.
If I was a vinyl dork, I don't have the room for physical. That's not a bad price,
$25 a month to get 1 vinyl every month too.
Every month, yeah. But it's... If you're into metal, I mean, they've got some great personalities on there, and it's cool too because they have a thing where some of these musicians, their tours have been canceled because of the coronavirus. So they have like a donate thing where the community can donate to these different. These musicians aren't like fucking mega stars.
They're not Dave Mustaine.
Right. They're not going out on cruises, the megaton cruise or whatever. They're just scraping by doing these tours, and they fucking love music. They love heavy metal. So it's really cool. It's got this cool community. It's free. If you want access to the vault and higher quality, with the vault, you can download the episodes and you get higher quality recordings with the stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I like doing that. And I'll just kind of scrub.
Is horrible.
Yeah,
Sounds bad.
It's better than what it was.
Oh,
it was unbearable.
Bad.
It's now you can at least listen to it. But
yeah,
for the $5, if you're into it, I like listening to the shows, and I'll just say, oh, I like this song, and I'll just skip, and then I'll add the stuff to my Spotify playlist for the stuff that I really like. But GimmeRadio.com. If you go there, you can learn more. Gimme Metal, if you look that up. Highly recommend it.
They have other ones too, if I remember, like Gimme Country and Gimme Pop and all that shit.
I didn't realize they had
other. And I was listening to one time, and it was just a fucking a 40-some-year-old dude in a punk bar in New York. And he was in a band, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's my band, we're going to be playing. And he's just fucking playing these different songs, and I never heard any of them.
Yeah, it's fucking badass.
I liked maybe 10% of them, but still, it's something that I would never ever listen to.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
yeah, it's like the fucking deepest cuts you could possibly imagine.
Right? Yeah.
That you're not.
I switched from 1984 and a fucking Japanese vinyl of the Misfits or some shit. Fucking.
Yeah. Cool shit. Give me metal.
Cool. Moving along to Mystic in his Schitt's Creek.
So I think it's a good show. If you guys have never seen it, it's funny. I don't.
Great show.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's weird that it won all 4 categories, and I know the Emmys and Grammys and all that shit is that's political, but It is very well written and very well acted, and I just don't know why it won everything. Like Seinfeld, it never won everything. You know what I'm saying? Or Roseanne, or fucking
That's because
Mary Tyler Moore
nothing.
show, or say. Yeah, but Seinfeld is objectively way funnier. I think.
I haven't seen
Maybe
it.
Teddy doesn't, but
Blasphemy.
It's a fucking great show.
it is a really
I gotta
good
get
show.
back into it.
That's why
I've actually never seen it, so.
It is a very good show.
I guess
just don't think it's different than a lot of other comedies.
Oh yeah, it's not Seinfeld. I mean, but it's its own unique beast.
Yeah.
But goddamn, what's his face? David, the son, the main
Daniel
character.
Levy. Yeah.
Some of his lines are just so fucking funny. Or it's like when his sister got lice. Who's got lice? You!
Oh yeah.
You have the lice! Oh my god, I fucking died. And part of it too is just that kind of well, his father's what's his face? Levy. What's his Eugene. You know, that kind of
Quirky Canadians.
Yeah.
That's what they are. That's all.
Great.
Catherine O'Hara too.
And who's the guy who plays the mayor? He was the guy who played Cabin Boy.
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott, that's it. Is he Canadian too, or?
I don't think he is.
He's a great pick though over that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. It's a good show.
Right,
Check it out.
moving along. Teddy, Xbox One XX sales sour because of dumbasses. Oh, sore.
Sore, yeah. So the new systems, the new Xbox went out for pre-order on Tuesday. I didn't get one because those cunts were camped outside of fucking GameStop.
How many were outside of GameStop?
It was like 12 of them.
It's good to see nerds are still camping.
That's true.
You know, and
Especially with
everything else
GameStop on the
digital.
ropes.
Yeah, I went 2 hours early. I was gonna have my headphones, go sit there and like watch a movie or some shit. I was like, and I saw tents and shit. I'm like, oh god damn it. I'm like, and then so we came back to the house. We tried to get one on the various sites. Everything crashed, and then when it came back up, it was they were all out of stock. But if on Amazon, if you clicked Xbox Series X, you got popped up. It popped up the page, and usually it was the Xbox One X sitting there, and so a lot of people just hit buy, because they weren't paying attention. And so they were complaining. If you look at the fucking at the article there, is that what's
like the latest one?
Yeah, so it's like they bought the new one, not the latest one coming out. So I mean, but if they're still not well, so anybody who did it on whatever site,
but the latest Xbox.
Yeah. So whatever site you did it on, you can always cancel it because it's not. But I just thought it was funny that they were like, because even I was like, no, it's not the one I want, not the one I want. But I was
one
trying
of the
to
old Beast Xboxes.
Nobody cares about your Xbox. This is Teddy's time now. Okay, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ.
Wow, it's so effective.
So anyway, it was. I just thought it was funny that people weren't paying attention. So.
Right.
Cool.
I wonder if that was Microsoft a little bit. Be like, well, we just gotta scam these motherfuckers.
Or we'll just put this
Microsoft,
right here.
when you typed it in, it usually went to the Xbox One X first, and I'm like, that's not anything like it, it's. And there's a picture on the page on there, and it said that it's like people are getting confused. I'm like, no, it doesn't. One is. They're not the same system, so I don't understand how people get confused.
Yeah, but if you're like a fucking
old
mom,
person,
if you're a mom
buying it for a kid,
right? You're not gonna know the difference.
Mom, you gotta go to this link and you gotta be there ready at 9 a.m. What you know? It's like,
I've got gym class,
and you won't let me use your credit card.
Well, you could be like Sony and just not tell anybody anything about your new system. Fucking have to wait for a QAnon fucking drop in order to pre-order the fucking system.
Right? Yeah. An S drop, Sony drop.
All right, moving along.
Oh,
to
sorry,
me.
Teddy. Are you done with your time? Do you see the rest of your time to the?
I see the rest of our time to
yeah.
the gentleman in the lazy boy.
To the gentleman from
The
Wisconsin.
gentleman and the lazy boy.
The distinguished gentleman and the lazy boy from Wisconsin.
You can see what kind of a chair I'm sitting on. It's, anyways.
Nobody
moving
cares about
along.
your chair.
You said in the lazy boy, right?
Yeah,
talking about me.
Talk about him. Why do you try to make it all about you?
Oh.
I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
Because I'm next. That's why you say you cede your time. I didn't think you're talking about Mystic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's where the
My bad.
confusion comes from.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not paying attention. I'm real high to that candy kicking in.
And I'm the one on the mushroom. All right. What's sexy
I
is
love how you just
Saber.
keep it you keep it singular every time. Just one mushroom.
Just one. Microdosing.
I came in, I was like, "You on mushrooms?" He's like, "No, mushroom." Just one. Really? Okay.
Moderation matters.
It's not the weekend. All right. Beat Saber. I finally broke down and bought it. Give it a try, and yeah, it is as fun as everybody says. It's just such a fluid game for that kind of. I have another VR one called Power Beats, where you don't slice things, but you actually you punch spheres as they fly at you in with the music. What I like about that one is it allows you to use all your own music instead of having to follow theirs. But Beat Saber, when you're playing it, is definitely much more. It's just fluid in engaging, I guess. Much more fun to do, even though I'm not a big fan of the music because it's all that kind of
it's like
hyper...
Dance Dance Revolution music.
Exactly. It's like that kind of generic dubstep techno stuff.
Can you not download your own songs or download
they
packs
do have
song
packs, but they don't have a ton of them.
They have sound packs from Imagine Dragons, Linkin Park, and Green Day.
I'd rock the Linkin Park out. I'd rock the fuck out of that. I had
exactly.
So I was just gonna, Missy could just start puking.
I'm not ashamed.
I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't even play this game. Are you kidding me? That's what I have to choose from.
Anymore.
Come on, dude, Imagine Dragons.
No.
That's what I have to fucking choose from.
No, that's the expansion stuff.
Fuck you. Okay, I'd rock the fucking.
The beginning stuff is.
I would rather listen to fucking anything, man.
Well, that's my point. Is that
Korean
the other game,
pop music.
Power Beats? I was using Sublime.
Yeah, see, that would be cool.
Which it's it analyzes a song and basically gets the basic BPM.
Yeah.
Which is fun because you can use all your own music. It's not though as
you imagine throwing in
Power Beats, Beat Saber is so
metal?
polished. Oh yeah, exactly.
Throwing some 280 beats per minute shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, in VR, man, it's so much more intense too. I'll play I'll play my Spotify Give Me Metal playlist while I'm playing Until You Fall. And that's the one where you're fucking having these sword battles and shit.
Jesus.
You get pretty amped up.
I'll bet.
Like I was saying, I got wrist weights like you use.
Yeah.
And I was playing Gorn, the Gladiator game, where you're fucking hacking and slashing people. And the next day, it just felt like I spent half a day jerking off 2 giraffes. Fucking muscles
Oh, that's funny.
And it's only 1.5 pounds on each hand,
too.
but it is enough that
giraffe cock is only 1.5 pounds.
I guess, according to Steve Irwin. All right, moving along to fuck what you think time. Oracle, stingy fucking dental insurance. You got dental insurance?
Yeah. I got fucking dental insurance.
Sucker.
Yeah, it's never worth it.
It isn't that bad. My dental insurance that I pay isn't terribly bad for when I pay. And for the most part, it's been decent. So I didn't take care of my fucking teeth when I was a kid. I didn't take great
Explain.
care of my
Join the
teeth,
club.
you know, up until like 5 years ago, honestly, maybe like 4 years
Yep.
ago. And so all my feelings and shit that I have from a kid, those are starting to go bad or whatever. I have to get them drilled out. They have to put
Mhm.
new fillings in. And so this time it was in the back of my mouth. The dentist right away is like, "Yeah, we gotta replace those." Okay, not a big deal. All right, well, we're gonna you know, send you the send it out to the insurance company, and then they'll tell you what they're gonna cover. Because it's in the back of my mouth, so the dentist, when they do fillings, they do composite fillings. That's kind of like the standard thing, where the material's better. It also happens to be white when they do it.
Oh yeah, so it kind of blends in with your teeth.
Yeah. But that seems to be what they do for anything. But
Yeah, that's what I had.
Right. My fucking dental insurance, they're like, well, we're not paying for that.
Oh, because
The fuck do you mean you're not paying for that?
You know, it's
Oh,
standard.
it's cosmetic. You fucking assholes. So I talked to the dentist, and he's a cool enough guy where he's just like, okay, well, let me look at this. This big one here, we need to do the composite. This other one, we can do the amalgam. That's the silver one that, you know, is kind of like the traditional one.
So the composite one does cost more, but it also blends in with your teeth. So.
Right. So, which I don't give a fuck. I have, it's in the back of my mouth.
Just so I can chew on my cud.
It's in the back of my mouth. I have a bunch of fillings already. I don't give a shit what the fuck the inside of my mouth looks like. You know,
I got a big silver one back here, Crown.
Right. So, and it was a $200 difference just to do the one tooth with the amalgam versus the
well,
the
what
composite.
difference again?
$200.
That's how much the difference is in materials?
Yeah, that's how much the difference was.
That's ridiculous.
Right, it's ridiculous.
There was about a $200 difference between a silver crown and a gold crown. I was kind of like, I'll just get the silver.
Okay, a crown is a crown.
But you're talking about a crown, yeah. It's
right,
kind of like
a crown. I've had a crown. That's a much bigger, fucking more involved thing. It just seems like, okay, it seems like the dentists, they're doing this kind of, it's like they have a better way of doing this. This is the standard material. But the fucking dental insurance that you pay for, it's like, nope, that's cosmetic. Okay, what's your cutoff for cosmetic? How far back in my mouth does it need to be before it becomes cosmetic?
yeah.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Actually, I got really good dental insurance.
Oh, through your wife?
Yeah. Sorry, Oracle.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
They paid for everything, man.
Yeah.
I didn't pay
Did you get composite
anything
or
out of
did
pocket.
you get?
Oh, composite all over, yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I pay out of pocket.
You fucking
I gotta go to the
stingy
dentist
fucks.
tomorrow, actually.
Even the fucking dentist was like, damn. Yeah, you got really good insurance. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. Do what you need to do, man. Get it done.
Yeah, right. Fix
Sign
it
me
all.
up.
Good thing you don't go to Aspen.
Oh, have you gone to Aspen?
No. I mean, I've only heard stories.
I've heard horror stories.
Aspen.
Aspen Dental. They're the
Aspen.
ones.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
like Denny's fucking dental.
Denny's
pretty
Dental. That's a
much,
great
yeah.
way to describe it.
That is. It is.
Because they specialize in financing people
They
getting
just screwed you
dentures.
in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like,
so their solution to your dental problems is just, we're going to knock all these teeth out, give you dentures, and put you on a payment plan.
Are you serious?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Pretty much.
people get themselves stuck in that.
It's like the payday loan place of dental offices.
Pretty much.
Jesus.
Like
And-
they prey on people that don't have, like, you know, a normal dentist.
Yeah, they never go to the dentist unless there's a serious problem, sort of thing.
Yeah, I've started going fucking every 6 months religiously now because
Yeah, I did too.
I don't want to have teeth pulled anymore, dude. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
One crown,
That shit sucked.
and it scared me straight.
Right.
But yeah, these they'll knock your. I can never forget my grandfather. Got into his later years, he's just like, take care of your teeth. He's like, because he had to get all his teeth taken out
Mm-hmm.
with dentures, you know, and just how hard it was to eat food, not having that real connection
My parents both had their teeth pulled because they never fucking went to the dentist and shit. It's just like you're talking about. It was through like an Aspen dental place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They fucking were on the payment plan and all this shit. I kept fucking with them and shit when I was making homemade jerky. I'd like bring some over to their house. I'm like, you guys want some? They're like, fuck you. And your dad's all pissed off and shit.
It's just because, like, yeah, you can't do that proper chewing.
No.
That's funny.
Oh, God. What is it? Prevident or Permadent or whatever that fucking paste
I have no idea.
Ugh.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, what is that called? Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, moving along to, well, it's you know, Mystic.
No, that's a gum.
Oh,
is it me?
Travis will tell us. Travis, Texas. What's that paste?
Polygrip.
Polygrip. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Mystic Trump propaganda.
So, the difference in commercials that I see is just, it's astounding. Like, you watch like a Biden commercial, and it's just using Trump's own words against him and then saying what Biden will do, like a normal political ad, right?
Yeah.
But Trump's are just fucking fire-breathing propaganda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking the white women are going to be raped in the suburbs of Joe Biden. This is what Joe Biden's fucking America would look like. Motherfucker, we're in Trump's America, and it's what it looks like. So what do you mean this is what Joe Biden's, so we're not changing at all? Like, it's just going to be the same shit? Like, what are you saying? What kind of a commercial is that? It makes no fucking sense to me. Like you have to be really stupid to fucking sit at home and be like, see, yep. Joe Biden's response to the pandemic. What do you mean his response? He's a fucking citizen. He's just a normal citizen, dude. He's no longer a senator.
He can't do shit right now.
What do you mean his response to the pandemic?
Right.
Holy
That's the thing.
fuck.
If you see enough of something, you will believe it.
Well, if you're dumb.
Yeah, because most of America is.
I don't believe it, and I see that shit all the time.
Right.
But it just, oh my God. The blatant fucking propaganda, man.
Well, and there are people that'll be like, they'll hear that, and they'll be like, well, yeah, Joe Biden didn't do enough. I mean, he was in government for a long time. What did he do? That's like how they'll frame it in their own mind, you know?
Okay, no, sure,
like,
yeah.
That makes sense. He didn't do enough.
Maybe go back and look at what he did.
He can't do shit right now. You don't.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he has no bearing on what the fucking government does right at this moment. Yet they use that as an attack point, as a fucking straw man. And it fucking blows my mind that people believe it, that they spend money advertising it.
And the thing is, they know it works, and that's why they fucking do it.
Yeah,
and because they have no scruples. Whatever a scruple is.
People scared.
I've been saying it for years. White people are crazy, and Trump knows
They're scared. They're scared. They're scared that fucking they're gonna drive downtown or somewhere and fucking get shot in Milwaukee. Dude, nobody wants your fucking
robbed for their privilege.
Yeah.
Give me your privilege, ma'am. No, please.
Anyway,
nobody wants your station wagon, okay?
You drive a minivan, bitch.
I'm like,
nobody
you're not. Everybody thinks they're so important that the worst thing's gonna happen to them. Like, it's not nobody. You're not that special and important,
right?
So,
Have you ever seen that Louis sketch? That Louis skit, or not sketch, but that bit where he talks about parents that fucking say their kids want like they get all upset or like pissed off when their kids are out and like, oh my God, my kid could have gotten raped. Well, what makes your kid special, bitch? You think your kid's so hot that he's gonna get raped and mine isn't? What do you mean? Like what kind of fucking ego does that take to think your kid's gonna be the one that gets raped?
Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, then he had to whip his dick out.
Yeah, then he had to.
Poor bastard.
At least he asked.
Oh, I know. He's unnecessary. It was like the worst time for him to have that fucking.
He was a victim of that cancel culture shit. For
exactly. All right, moving along to me. Do your own research. Oh my God. In researching QAnon, trying to figure that shit out, you realize how many reporters come up with that response. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Which, it's like, these people don't know what research means. Like, research doesn't mean just reading shit off the internet and then formulating your own opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, they have no...
Think for yourself, sheep.
Yeah, think for yourself. I have no actual educational more to figure out, like, what the hell to think. So I'm going to think for myself over here what these internet fragments say. It's like, yeah, it's just so fucking stupid. It pisses me off as if it's an argument because it sounds like it. Well, yeah, that's the smart thing to do is to do your own research.
You know what it is? It's the 2020 version of what is that saying? I can't even think of it. Ah, fuck.
Well,
I know you are, but what am I? I know you're not. I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah,
you know what
right?
I mean? Like, what's up? I'm rubbing your glue.
They'll do the other it's a rhetorical fucking device, just like
doesn't know what a blowjob is.
The logical fallacy. Speaking of blowjobs, is they'll say things where it's like, I could say, oh yeah, Mystic gives the best blowjobs, and Mystic would be like, no, I don't. What evidence do you have that I give the best blowjobs? And then I'll say, what evidence isn't there that you don't give the best blowjobs?
Well, yeah, proving the negative. People have been using that for fucking religion, in the entire history of mankind.
I'm like,
you can't prove there isn't a God.
There's more than one time.
Yeah, you're right. I can't.
In this, reading these articles on these reporters trying to, figure out about QAnon from these people, the QAnoners, and they get that response. And it's like, why don't the reporters be like, you can't prove a negative? Like they never put that back at them. It's like, that doesn't logically make sense.
Because reporters are pussies nowadays.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, they don't want to, because
they don't want to lose anything. They don't want to lose credentials to the White House. They don't want to lose fucking.
Well, the
you know what
White
I'm saying?
House, that's one thing too. But like, when you're talking to these QAnon followers, are basically like, they're carnies off season.
Yeah, right.
And
that's a great way to describe it, because that's perfect.
They make a lot of money selling QAnon fliff, patches, stickers, and everything, and they that's their argument. Do your own research. They don't have the slightest idea what research
Area
means.
51 cafe.
And
in Roswell,
it's
New
like,
Mexico.
If you were to, and maybe I just like, are these reporters, because it's so hard to get them to actually talk to reporters, because that's whole part of the QAnon narrative is don't trust the media. So if any reporter comes to talk to you, and like, these reporters then have to be so gingerly. I just want to hear what your how do you view it? I don't want to question. I don't want to put much pressure, or you're gonna stop talking to me, and I'm not gonna get any story, because you automatically
right now there's a journalist embedded. How much you want to bet?
There should be. God damn it, because it's there'll
be a QAnon book come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Hunter S.
Well, that's the thing, is where people. There are a number of people who are making. They're actually, whoever Q is, these people are making money. It could be that one old doofus who you showed the picture of, but also there are people who have their own YouTube channels where that's all they do is decipher Q drops, and then they get.
Can you really blame them for fucking making money off of stupid people?
Well, you can't if they know if they're like, yeah, I'm in on it. It's just full of shit.
No, they're pieces of shit. But I mean, isn't that what America's founded on?
Well,
capitalist enterprise is fucking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Alex Jones. Think of Rush Limbaugh. They don't believe this shit. They're fucking. They know that it makes them money.
Yes, they fucking do. Alex Jones is fucking.
I don't think
up.
Alex Jones does at all because he's admitted that it's a fucking character he plays.
Yeah, and he has a lot of mental health issues, but who am I talking about when it comes to mental health? Anyways, moving along. Teddy, Breonna Taylor.
Okay, so they came out with a decision in the Breonna Taylor case. Only one of the 3 cops was charged. He was charged with wanton. Brent Hankinson's was charged with wanton endangerment because when he fired into her apartment, some bullets went into apartment number 3, which is adjacent to hers. So he actually got in trouble because he missed, pretty much.
That's so bad.
If you don't know the story,
Was it property
Georgia, right?
damage or what was the actual charge?
Wanton endangerment.
Wanton and okay, so endangering the lives of somebody.
Yeah,
they didn't think about
Not
that.
the person he shot, but the
right.
other people,
None
white
of the cops
people that
were
live
none of
next
the
door.
cops were indicted. All 3 fired their weapons, into her apartment. If you don't know the story, they fucking needed a no-knock warrant on her apartment. Her boyfriend, or her boyfriend's apartment. He fired back. She was in the bed, got shot, and shit. So none of them were charged. They said the cops were justified in their actions. But he didn't hit no black people, so he got charged with a Class D felony. It's kind of fucked up. Apparently, I lost the article, so when I looked it up, apparently there's a shit ton of riots going on. A couple cops have been shot somewhere, shit's popping off. Like,
Really?
Some cops have been shot already.
Yeah, two cops have been shot somewhere. Like it's. I mean, but you can't say that. I mean, you can't have a case to where.
Yeah.
The race war that the right wants is coming really quickly.
Yeah, and the thing is, the left has the narrative to like see it through, where it's like because they do see it as an entire system that is just out to kill them. I mean, not all of them, but like, well, the idea that all police forces like main goal is just to kill black people is kind of a stretch.
It is a very absurd stretch. I get that, but the fact that it keeps happening more than never.
Right.
Exactly. And that's my point. Like, that narrative
needs to be reformed. It needs to be talked about in a fucking intelligent manner.
Their narrative is not reform. Their narrative is tear it down and let all black people out of prison.
Sure, like, I get that. Yeah, that shit can't happen either.
Who said? Did they say that was their narrative? Tear it down and let all black people out of prison?
Well, here in Madison, anyways, like the Freedom Inc. and Urban Triage.
Oh, that's their motto. Let the niggas free.
Well, basically, yeah, that's one of their demands is letting all black people out of jail.
You can't say basically. Is that what they say?
Just because they're black? I mean,
it's.
Yes, that is part of their mission.
They could have murdered somebody else because they're black.
I was gonna say, it's like they don't really have any nuance. It's just absolutes. Like, because they think that they call it the white supremacist
drug charges.
Capitalist. What is it? Patriarchy.
Yeah.
System. Like they're combining all those together into one.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So like they have when you have that narrative like that, like you're saying, that'll bring the left to want to fucking start, or like they will meet the challenge of the race war. You're saying it's gonna be brought.
Yeah.
Like it's the record number of people who are buying guns who are liberal right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Well, you're going to have a lot more of those Kenosha type incidents. Yep. I don't think there's going to be any, not going to be an actual war, but you're going to have a lot of these ugly incidents. People get their fucking asses killed.
All right. Well, good luck out there. I'll be playing
46 people
VR.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be sitting there playing Red Dead.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna be Beat Saber and
people on fire and shit.
Yeah, right. Stay in, play video games. Bears. Don't get the corona. All right. Well, that's our show. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Salisbury, North Carolina. It's a
Is there
show.
really a Salisbury, North Carolina?
Yep, that's where that Pizzagate
Is where
shooter is
steak
from.
came from? Oh, really?
Yeah, 46 people have been arrested in Louisville so far.
Um,
Yeah.
That's our show. We're going to be here every Thursday night, maybe Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. You could twiddle us at redeye_report if anybody uses that. Teddy's on top of it.
Twiddle us somewhere.
Like us, share us, fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm the Ashtray.
I'm Oracle.
Oh, look at how quickly you said that shit, too. I missed it.
Yeah.
All right, get in there.
And I'm the baddest motherfucker, Teddy.
It's the one that say bad motherfucker on it.
Yeah.
All right. Miss, did you say it?
Yes.
still hold-
Yes. Jesus
All right.
fuck, yeah.
Christ.
This is the Red Eye Report.
God.
Ah,
Our
Sorry, it
2-hour
was
long
just
show is
so,
finally over.
right. This was a good one, though. This is a